Good evening. I am back. I am your host, Jack Remington of the Jack Remington NFL channel. I'm wearing my Los Angeles Raiders hat. They lost to Super Bowl to Tampa Bay Bucks that year. Got the tag somewhere. It's a brand new hat. Tag. It's made in the Philippines. I checked the little NFL official label. I found it in the storage room looking for a comic book the other night, and I said, I'll wear this tonight. So anyway, didn't do too good last week. 2 wins, 3 losses in the SUPE contest. Started out good with taking Philadelphia on the money line. I didn't do too well trying to follow up. I took the Bears, and whatever the over-under was, I lost. And I told people I'm not very good at the over-unders, and I proved I'm 0-2 on over-unders this year. I took the over the other night on the Green Bay game and lost that one too. So I'm not having a good start. That's just what week 1. So I want to thank Fishzhang for doing this contest. I want to thank him every week. I can remember I thank him. Fishzhang, we did talk on the phone the other day, and he told me that he didn't get any notifications from my NFL channel on YouTube. And I thought, well, I know they dox me and blast me on the political channel, and I expect that, but not on the NFL channel. I followed up with 4 other people who emailed me or messaged me and said, hey, I didn't get your NFL video. What happened? So what you got to do is just hit the notification button, the bell on the site, and just hope it starts coming through again. Just watch the pregame.com threads and you'll see my videos up there, because Spaceman 1 returns. You can't miss it. I don't really post all that much anymore. One thing I love about football, NFL, is that it takes me away from the politics. So anyway, we're here for the picks. So, by the way, I got 12 YouTube channels, and some of them don't have anything on them yet. A couple of them don't have anything yet. I'm finding out that they shadow ban me and do everything on the other channels too. But that's not your problem. Your problem is getting winners so you can beat the books and beat the casinos. That's what I'm here for. And I was doing a little early because I got something really important to do tomorrow. I'll miss the 10 o'clock games. Something personal. So we're going to go with pick number 1. We're going to take the New England Patriots in the 1 point. So now the lines are set. They're fixed once the line comes out. That can work for you. That can work against you. Right now, I'm told that the Miami's fair about 2.5. So we'll see. I'm still taking the New England Patriots. The thing about this game, I read during preseason that they were shoving matches in the locker room at Miami. The coaches are shoving each other. And you can Google this. You can look it up for yourselves. Mike McDaniels lost his team. They lost the locker room. The Colts, when they played last week, they scored on every possession they had with the ball. I think Miami's they've mailed it in. I know they could possibly make what they call the Achilles Last Stand, or that song from Led Zeppelin, Achilles Last Stand. They could just suck it up and go all out. Then Tyreek Hill, he gets indicted. He beat his wife. He beat another girl. He did something stupid. And, how focused is he going to be? He won the NFL receiving yards title a couple years ago, but Miami they didn't have much else, and Tua's always hurt. He's a pretty good quarterback, but is he durable? Yeah, okay, Drake May. I tend to bet against these guys in their second year, and this is Drake May's second year. Look, Bo Nix didn't do too good. And in the other video, I talked about the sophomore jinx. It's real. Jane Daniels hasn't showed his job for sophomore jinx yet. He's done pretty good. But anyway, so we're taking the New England Patriots, but I think Vrabel's a good coach, and he's instilling discipline back. That Jeremiah guy just couldn't put the fear of God in his team. Belichick, he was a master of getting discipline on his team, and the second string quarterback Hoyer, he was on the team for years as a backup quarterback, and he tells people in his little interviews, he goes, yeah, Bill Belichick used to get angry at me over nothing. He wanted to make sure I was ready at all times. Well, because Belichick understands the importance of a backup quarterback. But enough of this pick. We're taking New England Patriots. I think Miami's a dumpster fire. They're looking ahead to next year. I think Mike McDaniel's going to be the first coach fired. Some people say it's going to be Daboll of the Giants, so it's a race between those two guys who's going to be the first coach fired this year. I think Stefanski's on the hot seat for Cleveland, and I'm not so sure how long they're going to go with the guy at Chicago, the guy who used to be the coordinator for the Lions. He's got to coach a little better than that. This is my time to cry for 15 seconds. I had the Ravens as one of my losses the other week. They were 99.1% with 4 minutes 15 seconds left in the game to win that game, and I lost. And then I had the Bears double up on my points for the picks site for pregame.com. Bears were world beaters the first 3 quarters, and the wheels came off in the fourth quarter again. I've never ever remember losing 2 games in the fourth quarter like so badly. So anyway, let's go to pick 2. We're going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars plus the 3.5. there's so much love on this Cincinnati Bengal team, and they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Well, 2-1 tickets against Jacksonville. No one's giving Jacksonville much of a chance. When I see that, this is a contrarian play. If the Jags can keep it close with that bad defense that the Bengals have, I think they can do it. I think they can keep it close, and I think they can actually outright win this game. The Bengals, they just start slow every year. I don't know if it's they're out of shape, or the coaches doesn't start putting the discipline in until after they lose a couple games. They should have lost the Cleveland game, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. They didn't. They were able to hang on. Joe Flacco with the interception at the end of the game. I haven't watched the full game yet. I do have NFL Rewind. When I get done with all this stuff, the personal stuff I got going on, I'll sit down and I'll start watching all the games, and I'll be able to have a better read on these teams. Okay, so we're taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's pick number 2. Pick number 3, it's Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Well, yeah, I'm not happy with the Buffalo Bills because they beat my Ravens, and that's a miracle comeback. But you got to give it to Josh Allen. He made the right throws at the right time and had enough zing on the ball. If his ball had been a little bit slower in that one play at the halftime, there would have been like a fraction of a second left, and they got a field goal. I mean, and I told my wife when we were watching the game, when that happened, I said, Baltimore's going to lose this game. And she looked at me and said, yeah, you say that. But they did. She didn't understand that the official time is kept through the referees on the field. So I don't care what the TV says. I don't care what the clock says at the stadium. Actual time is kept by head umpire. That one person. If he says put 2 seconds back on the clock, they got to do it. If take away a second, they got to do it. And they just say, just a 1 second on the clock. The TV screen didn't show it, but the guy said they get a chance to have one more play. And they made a field goal. And good on them. I think Buffalo's defense, and I've said this in the other video, I said in my preview video before the season started, that the defense is kind of shaky now. They got another major injury coming up. And like I said in the intro video this year, that their defense is taking a step back, and they have. And now they got a couple injuries on to boot since on that Ravens game. Still hard-hitting game. And yes, if Derrick Henry doesn't fumble that ball, I'm sure Baltimore wins that game. But he fumbled the ball at the 30-yard line. And in 2 plays, they scored. Well, I lost the game. So I'm not happy with the Buffalo Bills, but you know what? I am a Josh Allen fan. I like Josh Allen. And I keep saying on the video, I'll start repeating so it gets in people's minds. He's never going to win a Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills. He just isn't. He needs to leave that team. So he's got to tell his agent. Maybe his agent will watch the show. Okay. Why am I taking the Jets plus 6.5? Well, I watched most of the Justin Fields game last week against Pittsburgh, and that one turnover late in the game when they fumbled that kickoff return and Pittsburgh turned into a field goal. Well, that was the difference of the game. I was impressed with what I saw with Justin Fields. I know he's inconsistent. I know his track record is not all that great, but maybe he's got a purpose. Maybe he's with it now. I'm telling you, this Justin Fields, he looked like a world beater, and they should have won the game, but that's okay. They did. They're playing. Pittsburgh's a pretty good team. They're always in the playoffs, right? I just think that the Jets are going to, think, hey, you know what? We're not that bad. Let's go ahead and get these guys. Let's do what Baltimore couldn't do. Put them away. I mean, players think like that. I mean, that's what we did when we were kids. We thought like that. Come on, admit it. We did. This is a good chance. And Buffalo, they say, we escaped the jaws of defeat with that miracle on. But that's not going to happen with the Jets. I think the Jets, the touches of Robert Saleh being the head coach, the defensive-minded coach, is still intact. The Jets were really coming around to being a pretty good defensive team, and they still got pieces of that there. The Buffalo Bills have won the last 8 out of 10, and against the spread, they've covered 6 out of 10. So Buffalo's owned this team. I think the Jets are going to do it. I just think they're going to say, you know what, they think they own us, they own the AFC East. No, we're going to try to reclaim the AFC East. So I like my chances. They're going to run the ball on them and control the clock. Put Josh Allen on that sideline. I'm telling you, I'm sticking with the Jets. I would like to have 7 points at a 6.5, but that's okay. If it's tied and get to overtime, with that hook, still got a winner. So, but I think the Jets can win the game outright. I might put a little sprinkle. Okay, let's get to the next game. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, Kansas City can't go 0-2. They're world beaters. Well, you know what? I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. I think Kansas City's got some problems. Philadelphia's got problems too, but they're not as compounded as the Chiefs' problems. The Chiefs got wide receiver problems. They got a suspension player problem. They got a lot of things going on right now. You know, it's a funny thing. They don't play that often, but they've played in a couple Super Bowls recently. So Kansas City had beaten them 4 times in a row until the Eagles got them in a game. November 20th, 2023, they beat them 21-17 at Philadelphia. Then they played last year's Super Bowl, and they beat them 40-22, and the game that wasn't really that competitive. I think Philadelphia has enough to do the trick here. When you look at the injuries, Philadelphia's got 6 guys on their injury list, but Kansas City's got 6, 7, 8, 9. They got 10 guys. So, you know, the wide receiver Worthy, he's out. You know, offensive guard Smith injured his knee. The Tranquil linebacker injured his knee. Linebacker Bolton injured his biceps. Wide receiver Brown injured his ankle. Royals, another wide receiver, he's out. And then they got 2 defensive linemen, Galot and Gene Norman Lott. The first one's got elbow injury, the second one's got ankle injury. I mean, how good are they going to be? On the Philadelphia side, okay, they got an offensive tackle, Williams, he's out, the shoulder is out. And the tight end, Goddard, who's a pretty good tight end, he's out, knee injury. The backup quarterback's got McKee, he's got a thumb injury, he's questionable. The wide receiver Shipley, he's got an oblique injury, he's out. But a couple other guys got a back injury, hip injury, but still, you know, Kansas City looks like an infirmary report. Where Philadelphia, I think they can stick players right in right away. I just think Philadelphia's, you know, hey, we beat them in the Super Bowl, and we're going to beat them again. You know, they're not going to take this game lightly. Kansas City kind of needs a win. No one wants to start 0-2. I understand all that, but just because Kansas City's Kansas City doesn't mean they can't start out 0-2. It's life happens. We're taking the Eagles and hope for the best. And the 5th pick, we're taking Houston, Texas, minus 2.5. Monday Night Football, they're hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just think, going back to 2007, they've played 5 times, and Houston has won every game. They have this team's number. I think Tampa Bay, their injuries, 5 players on Houston's side of their injury, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people on Tampa's injuries. And one of them, I think is the key one, this tackle, offensive tackle, has got a knee injury. They have another offensive tackle, Godecki, he injured his foot. That's 2 linemen out. I mean, 2 of the cornerbacks are injured. One's got a neck injury, one's got a quad injury. Linebacker Reddick injured his foot. The safety, Eisen, oblique injury. Defensive lineman Gaines hurt his ankle. And Mike Evans, wide receiver, injured. Something NIR, whatever that means, it's got rest. I mean, I don't even think he's going to play. So Houston's got 5 people, and the center's Andrews got ankle injury, but he's not out. I think Houston's healthier. I think Tampa's got some problems. I think Tampa's defense is not what it once was. Houston's defense did okay against the Rams. I mean, that was a pretty good game. That was kicking field goals, but still, I can see where Houston's defense is going to start getting a little better and better as the season goes on. They get in better shape. And I think Baker Mayfield, he's been playing way over his head. Like I said before, I always think he's a chowderhead when he opens his mouth. It's hard to root for a guy like that. And he's going to turn into a pumpkin, or Cinderella, whatever you call it. He should have been out of football a few years ago, but he got a second lease on life. And that's okay. Those are our picks. We're taking the Patriots, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the New York Jets plus 6.5, the Philadelphia Eagles minus 1, and Houston, Texas Monday night, and Texas minus 2.5. Oh, notifications. Well, I want to thank Fishzhang every chance I can for doing this contest. It's a lot of work. I think Fishzhang is the man. I respect him with everything I have. He didn't have to do this. Someone else did I think it was Delivery Man did this years ago. I mean, it's a lot of work. Fishzhang, I talked to him on the phone every now and then, and he told me, "Hey Jack, I didn't get your video. The notifications didn't get in here." Well, you got to re-hit the button on the YouTube. And then he was the first one to tell me, well, 4 more. After I talked to Fishzhang, I hung up the phone with Fishzhang, and a half hour later I was back in my office. Then I got 4 messages. Hey, what? Didn't you get your video? What happened? So look for me on pregame.com. It'd be a separate thread, sort of a Spaceman 1 return. I start very few threads. On the left-hand column, you see who the originator of the threads are. So I start very few threads. I'll be lucky to have 2 a week. So one's about the contest. That's the main one you got to look for. Re-hit the button, everything should be okay. That's it for me. And you know, one thing I like about the NFL season, I become alive, and it takes me less away from the politics. So the NFL is saving me from a lot of anguish and antagonism and everything else. So long live the NFL. Always great to be an American. Enjoy the games. I mean, I can't wish everybody good luck because there's a winner and there's a loser. But what I can do, I can say, hey, enjoy the games. You know, even if you lose, oh well, you got to watch a great game. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next video.